Buddy, it's now the next day and had a good night with the kids. Got up, fed the kids, fed the ferals, worked in journals. My contractor friend stopped by to wish me and Harry a Merry Christmas. And a little bit of problem with one of the outlets is the shorting, but I'm just plugging it in elsewhere, so managing. And I decided to come drive maybe 20 minutes to another town where there's a Swiss Chalet here, and I had some point stews up. And I do eat chicken occasionally, so I decided I might as well have a little drive, check out this town. It's like 20 minutes away. So I came here. And it's one of these, it's really a Harvey's, and you can only order, quarter chicken dinner, either white meat or dark meat. That's the only choice you get. And it comes as a combo. And they put it in a box. There's no table service or anything. It's completely, so basically a Harvey's, but they have one little Swiss Chalet, option. And they give it in a box, and just sitting there and eating it. And I used up, I used $10 of points, and then so I had to pay $8 out of my pocket. So it was like $8 for this, and I had a drive. So that was the whole thing, just a little drive. Bye for now. Everybody, it's now the day after Christmas, so I don't think I even taped it all yesterday. I just spent the entire day at home with the kids and fed the ferals, fed the kids, gave them some special cat food. They always get special for cat food anyway, and had just food at home. I cooked with whatever I had in the fridge, vegetarian stuff, and did some reading, watched some some streaming, and it was a good day, but it was a little, today I did feel the pulse. I was a little isolating, but I spent the day with the Solstice day with my family, the furry ones. The inside ones and the outside ones. So, but today there was some pull. There was some pull in the morning, but it's okay. I mean, it really, really helps that there are no options here for very, very limited, actually no options, So that's a huge help, The polls are still there, but, if I'd been in Toronto, I probably would have, slither partied, It's now a little later, and I'm having a Thai lunch, kind of a late lunch. It was at 3, but I got here before 3, so I'm having, I think it's lemongrass shrimp, and kind of got a Swedish sauce rather than a Scottish sauce, but it's good, And from here, checking the entire and Pet Value and stuff like that, a little bit of shopping. I don't think I need much. Bye for now. Hello everybody, I'm here at the pretty much only sushi place in town, having the all-you-can-eat. Not quite as good as Toronto, not quite the selection, but it's okay, it's okay, I kind of felt like sushi, and there were strong pulls in the day, but it's okay. I stayed in with the kids, I fed the ferals, I fed the kids, battled a bit, finally worked on journal entries, replied to friends, and a little bit of trouble with the furnace. I got a message from the furnace yesterday saying, here on the screen, my furnace talks to me. Actually, it was the, thermostat thing saying, the thermostat has been trying to get your furnace to kick on for the last 2 hours and it hasn't been. The temperature has dropped by 3 degrees. Maybe you'll need to contact a furnace repair person. But it didn't come back on. I had this the other day too, It goes off for 2 hours and comes back. So when I left, I'm not sure if it was working or not. And each time it goes off, I prepare, I plug in the heaters, and then it comes back on 2 hours later. So I have left a message for my handyman friend. He knows a furnace guy, so it'll have to be looked at. But it's not urgent because it does come on. Okay, my furnace is telling me that there's a problem with the furnace. Past 2 hours, the thermostat has been calling for heat. Room temperature has decreased by 3 degrees Fahrenheit. I got this message a couple of times over the last couple of days, and it's down to 71 now, and I'd set it at 77, and it's not going up. So I think that I have to call the furnace person. It gave a warning. This has happened a couple of times. It comes back after 2 hours, but this time it doesn't seem to be coming back. So in the meanwhile, I got to bring the heaters again from the catio. Hello, everybody. I had a good morning with the kids, and then I decided to go check on the cars and pick up the snow tires, which don't need for now, but may need eventually. So might as well bring them from the storage garage. We're half an hour away. And then I said, okay, why not have lunch at Chelsea's? Because they have lunch on weekends as well, and I can use some of my points. So I came here. Something to do, and it's very, very, it's like 60 degrees outside. Very mild. So I fed the ferals, I fed the kids, checked on the ceiling in the shed. There wasn't any water in the tarp. So I did all of that, and then I came out to do some stuff. Watch the mini and stuff like that. Bye for now. Hello, everybody. I'm here at the Cineplex in Chatham. It's much smaller. Few. There are about six, seven theaters, cinemas, but they're very small. And I saw a complete unknown about sort of the beginnings of Bob Dylan's fame. It's very good, actually. With Timothée Chalamet, and it was very good. So the news is, it's been rainy day. Fed the ferals, put the food in the shed with the kids, and there were poles. I mean, it's just there. It's just strong. And if I had been in Toronto, I have absolutely no doubt whatsoever that I would not have made it here today. It's just so few options here. Plus, I put everything I had into it, and made it. And then I just happened to check, and I knew it was a very small cinema here. And I checked a couple of times before, and there was nothing I really wanted to see. But I checked, and this was a film that I did want to see, and it was playing in an hour. It was like 3:40, and it was about 2:40. So I got ready and came to see it. I'm glad I did, because it was. It's now the next morning, and I had a pretty good night. It was raining all night again, and I did go out and turn on the heated health shelters for the ferals, even though I didn't really want to have it, the cord and all that in the rain. I do have the tarps and stuff, but the ceiling tarp is like full of water, and it's holding, but I was a little worried about it, and it wasn't that cold. It was about 40, 45 yesterday, but at night it got a bit colder, so in the morning I did plug in the thing. I went out and I plugged in the thing, and I will go and drain when I feed them. I will go and drain that. And we had a good night, and boys are bird watching, and the geek is going to the dining room. So I will go and feed them. It's supposed to rain right until noon, but it's not looking too bad now. Well, we had a lot of rain. So other than that, I mean, and the pulls were kind of strong yesterday, but I rode them out. And going to see the movie helped. The first movie I've seen here, and going to see the movie helped, and the night with the kids helped, and and a little worried about the ferals because of all of the rain and stuff, but and it wasn't all that cold, but Peanut was in her shelter as usual, so I did plug it in spite of all the rain. So I'll have to go drain my contraption. I've got a tarp on the roof, inside, not on the outside, on the inside. And with Bcee, it stopped raining, so Bcee has come out, and I'm just about to feed the kids, and then I'll go out and feed you guys, ferals, and I've got to do some handyman work with the shed, because there'll be water in that false ceiling that I'll have to drain the tarp, so I'll do all of that, and at least stop raining. 48 hours at least, solid rain. Anyway, we got one of the babies playing there, and we got the other baby playing there. And we've got Agita wandering about somewhere. There's Agita. So I'm just about to feed the kids, feed the ferals. Had a good night with the kids. I did go out to check on the ferals just because of the rain and stuff. And there is water. There's quite a bit of water in that false ceiling. So I'm glad I did that contraption. But I think it has to be really on the outside, But anyway, okay, this is my improvised water system. There's quite a bit of water in this. This is more than like half a cup because it rained so much. Water up to about there. I'm gonna have to. This is my system. scrunch it up, so we're going to have to unscrunch it and then drain it out this way. But let me feed them first, And I just saw Peanut. She was running around. It stopped raining. I saw Bcee. There's Peanut. Yeah, I'm going to feed you guys. Yeah. And I plugged in the shelters like 5 o'clock in the morning. It was coolish. It was on 34, but very damp. And it's just so much water. Now I've covered the cords, and I've got the cord covered in there with the tarp and everything. But still, it was very wet. And I was also afraid if my system doesn't hold, and this kind of one of the bungees fails, there'll be water all around here. I mean, they'd be okay inside the thing. The water would, it's got the little roof, so shouldn't get wet inside, but there'd be water all over the floor, and the cords are there. They're under the tarp, and they're behind. So I don't want the, electrical current and water. So I thought it was safer to leave it unplugged most of the night, and it seemed to be holding my system, but now I'm just going to... I guess my patented Nutty Professor drainage system worked. Half a bucket, a couple of cups of water was trapped in there, and I opened the whole thing out from this bungee, and just it all poured out. So now it's been drained. Now I put it back. I scrunch it up and I attach it with the bungee again. And I've dried this out, so this goes back on the cord. I hope the shelter comes in with the awning. It's been over 6 weeks now. It would make this a lot easier. Extra security, I put an extra bungee there. So that's it all. It's drained now. So that should work for the next deluge. And look, most of the shed is dry. Water came in here. I think that was from the propped open door. Came in there a bit, but the water that would have leaked from the ceiling was trapped in here, thanks to my patented system, so that's where... Okay, I got a jam thing wearing a Santa Claus hat. Actually, I got it at Drug Mart yesterday because I was just getting, a cola, and they had all the Christmas leftover stuff on sale. This one is like, originally I think like $12 or something, tiny little ones, but because of the lower C cord and because of the Santa Claus hat and exploiting the fact that it's, seasonal stuff, they were like selling for $12, but yesterday it was like $3.99 on sale. So I said, okay, Santa Claus hat, but I do need some marmalade, and it's got orange jam and some apricot jam, and I'm going to put some on toast. This is going to be my breakfast: a cheese toast and apricot jam that was wearing a Santa Claus hat. How domestic is that? Nutty Prof goes to a small town. Bye for now. I think this is Finn. Seems to like tea. He was licking. There's no tea left in it, but he was licking the inside of the cup. And Lcee is there, and Agita is very comfortably settled there. There was minor Agita drama in the morning. She freaked out. Brothers tried to get too close. But most of the night, we had family togetherness time harmony. So it was a fairly good night. And then I did my my feral shelter, water draining thing. Sweetheart, one of the legs is missing. It's come off. So even with his weight, it was wobbling a bit. He got down. Okay. So anyway, that's what's happening. I'm just going to work on journal entries and maybe some writing, and then see if the furnace guy shows up today or tomorrow. Bye for now. It's working. Furnace is working, but probably better to get it checked out. It stops working for 2 hours at a time and then sends me messages. And it clangs a lot too. Anyway, bye for now. Hello everybody, it's now later in the day. Agita was nicely settled there, and we get one of the babies is settled here. And very nicely settled there, and the other baby is settled here. And a couple of hours or so ago, the heating guy came, and he found out the problem was condensation in one of the pipes, and it was blocking something, and then it needs 2 hours to reset. And he put another strap on it so that the pipe, the vent wasn't at an angle, so less condensation. He changed the filter, and the clanging was happening while he was here. And he said that that's also because of the pipes, the ducts that are used, they're all steel. and apparently the newer houses, they have like cardboard under the steel or something. But and I kind of figured that some clanging is normal, but I think that it was clanging a lot because of this issue that he had done, but that he had found, and he fixed it. And so he did a very good job. He's here for about 45 minutes, and they'll send me a bill, so I'll pay that. I'll just go drop off the check at their office, or however best way of doing it. So I was very pleased that, and he said that that whole going off thing. He said that's when there's some blockage or something, and if it goes off, it needs 2 hours to reset. So that's taken care of. So I'm very, very pleased. Home with the kids. I've just ordered some takeout food, so I'm going to pick it up. Some just Indian food, a combo plate, and when the guy arrived, the furnace guy, he gave me he said there was something on the porch, and then I checked. I just forgot about it, and then I checked, and it was from my friend. So in the other province, lots and lots of toys for the kids. For I think there's 7 of these because. There's 6. There's 6 because there's 6 kids, and I think everything there's 6 because there's 6 kids. So and these things are the very favorite of Lcee. I have given a couple to the ferals as well, but I don't know. I've given them some balls. I don't know about this. I will try this with the ferals. So. And my favorite gift is this pepper jelly. It didn't break. She makes it herself. I can't wait to taste it, but I'll have it for breakfast tomorrow. Hello, everybody. It's later in the day, and I've got the gifts that were sent for myself and all the kids. So there's like one each of the cat toys, and these catnip. Toy things in the shape of cats in different colors, and there are 6, 1 for each kid. But it seems to be a very big hit. I think there's a lot of catnip in there or something, because they're going to. This is Lcee's going kind of wild. I gave it to him in the living room, and he grabbed it and he ran here to the bedroom to play. And I gave it to Agita, she's kind of mellow with it right now, but she's going to get excited. And Finn is here. He was sitting on the chair. And I gave it to him there. And I think I showed the other, gifts. There's a whole bunch of cat toys and the thing I love is there's 1 for each kid, all 6 of them. So there's like 3 of those, and then 3 of those make 6. And then these ones that are such a big hit with my inside kids, I'm pretty sure it will be a big hit for my outside kids too. So I've given the 3 inside ones. These I'll give tomorrow. I'll put them in the shed. And there's 3 more of those. And spring toys. There's the 6 of everything. Hello, everybody. I'm just about to feed the ferals. I fed the inside kids already, and I gave the inside kids their toys sent from my out of province friend yesterday. And I'm putting them in the shed. I don't know. I don't think they've ever had catnip toys before, so I'm not sure how they're going to react to them. But I think catnip should be fairly universal. So I put them in the shelters. So we'll see what they do with them. Because I don't want to put them outside. Better put them in the shelter, and hopefully they'll figure out what. Hello, everybody. It's 3 minutes to the new year. So we've got Agita running about there, and we've got one of the babies running about this way, and we've got Agita growling at her brother, but that's normal. That's a normal way for us to bring in a new year, with Agita bullying her brother. And so we got, don't growl at your brother, sweetie. It's almost a new year. So we got Agita there, we got one of the babies there, and the other baby's there under the bed. Both the babies have been in the study with me. I was just doing some writing, just some thoughts, end of the year journal entries, and some thoughts, and just kind of, that's what I do. Like, I think and I write and like, hey, sweetheart, do not Do not freak out. Do not bully your brother. Just sweetheart. This is how we bring in the new year in this household. This is our absolute norm. And the boys purposely they rile her up because that's their entertainment. They think that's her playing with them. So that's what's happening, and it's just about the new year. So I'm going to bring in the new year with a sandwich. I got all the buns, and I got the really good pepper jelly that my out of province friend sent to me, and I got some brie. So I'm going to have a sandwich, some cola. Bring in the new year, and I'll just go out and wish the Ferrells a happy new year. Check on them quickly, and then give the kids treats and go to bed. So I think it's just about if I'm not mistaken, because I started talking like a couple of minutes ago, and it was a couple of minutes to. So if I'm not mistaken, it is probably 2025 now. 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock, So happy New Year to our very few viewers, 20 of you who accidentally stumble onto this, and most of my friends. So we've got Happy New Year to our few viewers from Agita, from one of the boys, and I think this is probably Finn, because Finn is the one who likes to go under the bed, So that's probably Finn. Probably a safe place when Agita is in her, in her growly mood. And so happy New Year's from Agita, from Finn peeking out from under the bed, and from, I think, Lcee. Here you go. And he's the one who likes to stir up his sister anyway, so very likely this is Lcee. And also, Happy New Year from the Ferrells. So the Ferrells being out there, I'm not going to go out and, shine a light on them because that will just disturb them. But they're in the shed, hopefully. So from the three Ferrells, Peanut, Bcee, and Jill, and my own kids, Agita, Finn, say Happy New Year, say good, Finn, and Lcee, and I will probably edit and post podcast tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year from the three inside kids and the three outside kids in the shed, and myself. So this is the 1st of January 2025. Hello everybody, it's a little while later, it's about 9:30, 10 on New Year's Day, and all three of the kids were nicely settled here. Agita just got up and headed that way, and not birdie watching, but you can just see through the bush. See? That's Jill. Hi, Jill. This time I'm not like shocked, exasperated like I was when she was playing in like minus 20 degree weather in the snow. This time it's like -1, not even -1. I think it's like about 0, maybe +1. So and there's no snow, so she's playing on New Year's. So that's I'm not freaking out like I was when she was playing when it was like -10. So I think she's going next door to visit her bio brother. She's come out to feed the Ferrells, and of course Peanut is not all that cold, but Peanut is in the shelter. She was out wandering about a little earlier. I saw her from the window. And I saw Bcee run from there to there. And I saw Jill earlier. I think she went next door. Hang out there with her bio brother a bit, So anyway, going to feed the kids and then go in. And I've already fed the inside kids. Now I feed the outside kids. New Year, Bcee, feeding. As long as I don't step on the deck, she's okay. But if I stay here too long, she'll go onto the deck. But she's letting me watch her eat. A distance of 15 feet and not stepping on the deck. That's progress. Anyway, I'm gonna just put some treats and head in. Okay. Breakfast: plant-based sausages and fried egg. The last egg. I have to get some more. I got a lot of buttons though, and I got the wonderful pepper jelly that my friend sent from way out of province. Like, you know, it came by air. There. Yeah. So that's going to be my. Oops, something fell. Anyway, bye for now. Hi Bcee. Hi Bcee. And there's Agita, and there are the boys, and I think this is Finn because he usually prefers this perch, and I think this is Lcee because he usually prefers this perch. And I've been thinking about, you know, the events of the year, the various bitches and the battles, but I mean, you know, the best part, you know, my previous house selling, sort of unexpectedly because, you know, I hadn't even put it on the market and I got an offer, you know, so I didn't have to finish it. So that happened, and then the house hunt and the search and, you know, my friends helping me and looking online, you know, ads, houses with, you know, catios, which this happened to have, or at least catio potential, you know, and, you know, my cat rescuer friends would see each ad and go, oh yeah, there's bird watching windows for the boys, and this house had all of it. And look, and this was a huge thing when we saw the pictures, and I was like, looks like there are perches in the windows where the boys can sit and look out the window. They look out the window, but they also love to sleep there. They love to sleep in these perches. So it all worked out. And one of the things was, you know, I wanted the vestibule with a second door so that kids can't accidentally run out when the front door opens. And it had the door opening, but it didn't have the door. So my handyman friend did it. He still needs to paint it, which, you know. This house ticked all of the boxes, you know, and actually managed to buy it. It was affordable with the money that I had from the previous house. So actually bought it, and there was a huge bonus, of course, when I was, you know, and it was right after a binge, and I was like, you know, because I was getting frustrated, not being able to find a house, and, you know, all that stuff, and one other deal fell through. This is a far better husband. Another deal fell through, and I got frustrated, and there was a binge. And the very next day, this house came on the morning, first thing, and I saw it, and I told my realtor, and, you know, she set up the thing, and turned out to be a really good thing because it wouldn't have lasted the day. There were a couple of other people interested in it, and I actually got into a sort of a bidding war in it, you know. So, I mean, you know, I paid asking price, which, you know, not over, but I paid asking price. But I really wanted this house, and particularly, I mean, aside from everything else, aside from ticking all the boxes, when I found out that there were feral cats. I didn't even know the details. I didn't know exactly how many. I just knew that the lady who owned it had been feeding ferals in the backyard because they saw cans of Friskies in the garage and a big bag of dry food. And there were full bowls of dry food in that alcove, you know, where I put the dry food as well. And I did find out that the lady was feeding ferals, but I didn't, at that stage, I didn't know how many there were. I didn't know if they actually lived here or they just came to eat, you know. But I also knew that, you know, if they lived here in the backyard and a non-cat person buys it, there would be problems. And, you know, and I hadn't even seen them. And this is what my cat rescuer friend who sent the bowls as a gift for the ferals said. She said that, you know, you kind of love the ferals before seeing them. And I go, it's sort of true, you know, because I just knew that they were cats who lived here. They're cats, and they lived here, or at least spent a lot of time here and ate here, you know. And the person who was feeding them had moved out. So, you know, they're cats, and I didn't know their personalities or anything like that. And my friends kind of warned me a bit. They were like going, the ones who have experience with ferals, you might not even see them. You know, they're not going to let you get close, very likely. You're not going to be able to touch them. Yeah, you may not even see them. They may just come and eat when you're not there. But it doesn't matter. They're cats, and, you know, I bought the house, and I'm very, very pleased with the house and with the girls, even though I can see them at a distance. I see them from inside. Bcee doesn't mind this. This was like only 8 or 9 feet. She doesn't mind this if I'm inside. But it's fine. It's absolutely fine. That's their comfort zone. As long as they are safe and they're, they have shelter, they have food, it's a different kind of cat parenting. That's why I have my T-shirts given by my amazing friends on behalf of my kids. So on behalf of my inside kids, this is the best cat dad ever, and on behalf of my outside kids, best feral cat dad ever. So now those of you who've been following these. It's been amazing. It's been wonderful. The house has been the biggest push. The fact that the kids are really like the house here, and we have the catio and their space and the windows and all of that stuff has been a huge push. In fact, I have incredible neighbors. Has been a huge push, and the ferals have been a huge push. Just the responsibility of looking after them, and taking care of them. So it's been absolutely amazing 4 months or so. However, as I said, those of you who've been following, it doesn't mean that the post disappeared. It did not mean that, because that was a very powerful, shadowy thing that I was involved with. As I've said before, the metaphors that I've used are sort of beyond the medical model. They're more like the possession metaphors. And we started it with the werewolf possession and the various metaphors, and then the inner anima, using the Jungian terms. Even though I'm trying to move beyond those terms, the whole analysis thing became very, categorizing and restrictive, and I felt judgmental, but that was my side of it. But anyway, that was not working for me. So I've been kind of doing this entirely on my own. I still look at the dreams, all of that stuff. But the pulls are still that they were still been very strong at times. But the good thing is, aside from all the pushes, the kids, the ferals as well, looking after the ferals, having the great neighbors, really liking the town, really loving the house, and the town and the ferals and the kids, Agita, Lcee and Finn being happy here, and all the distractions and all of that stuff. In spite of all of that, there have been pulls, but there was one blip. But it was very limited. Now, after that, there have been pulls as well. Strongest, I think, were when I went to Toronto, because the options were only there for a couple of days, but they were with the kids, and the neighbor was looking after the ferals. It was very strong, but I made it. Now, since then, there have been pulls as well. Even yesterday, kind of the end of the year, and it's like, everybody's partying. I want to party. But there's just, there's just so many reasons not to, and all the pushes, and also options here are very limited. Had I been in Toronto yesterday, I pretty much have no doubt that I would have found something, But anyway, so and the other news I wanted to mention is that I've kind of given up counting, and I tried this before. I said, I don't want to count. That's too 12-steppy. I don't want to go 6 weeks clear, 8 weeks clear, 14 weeks clear, 18 weeks and 4 days, 3 weeks and 2 days and whatever. And then they have their poker chips and their, whatever, tokens, reinforcers, and everybody claps. And that was not my way of doing this. But I ended up counting anyway, just as a guideline, and it became a thing, and it's like 12 weeks. And then it became how many months in the house, how many months clear. And I was really the months in the house plus 2, because it was 2 weeks after the binge that I actually got the house. Very quick closing, So I think we're at about 16, 17, 18 weeks. But that had been the goal for me at one time, was to not count. and to lose count. But and I've kind of lost count, and I think that's very good. For me, that's a good sign. It's about 16, 17 weeks, or so. So 16 weeks or 17 weeks plus 2. So it's been quite a long time. But what I've been saying is, what I'm trying to say now is that in spite of everything, and this was huge. This was a huge, synchronicity, and a huge push, sort of, from the universe, finding the house, and getting the ferals, and everything working. In spite of all of that, the poles are still there, because that's how powerful the poles are. The poles are also very powerful, but. Another thing that kind of share with the 12-steppers, even though I basically disagree with their approach, there are some things, such as I do believe it's one day at a time. I mean, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't put everything into that framework as my analyst was trying to, going, oh, this is your bast is your higher power, and this is your step 7 where you make apologies or whatever. I don't really believe in that step, So, but I'm kind of doing this entirely on my own, just following my own method, and it's been tough, and some of the binges were really bad. Well, I'm bad, good. I mean, they were really deep. Bad is the wrong word to use, because again, that's judgmental. They were really, really deep, and I'm actually still not quite sure how I returned. Sometimes it's just like, how am I still here? But I'm still here, and so this is my New Year's message. My New Year's message to our very few viewers is that NP, the Nutty Professor, is still here, and going day by day, and appreciating the kids, the inside ones and the outside ones, appreciating this house, appreciating this small town, this wonderful small town, with all the restaurants and things, not the choice that you have in the big city, but a very, very nice place, and appreciating my neighbors, and not last but not least, appreciating my friends who have been sending amazing gifts, for myself and my ferals. So, I'm just going to say, from the 7 of us, and there are 7 now. So, from Lcee, Finn, Agita, and the ferals. Bcee has gone under the deck or somewhere, or up back in the bush. So from the ferals as well, Bcee, Jill, and I've seen all 3 of them today, and Peanut, who is hopefully in the shed, with the heating pad on. I've got it plugged in there. So from the 7 of us, from the 3 ferals, from the 3 inside kids, Agita, and Finn, and Lcee, and myself, the nuttiest, craziest, and still holding the title, most fucked up professor to ever walk the face of this earth. Bye for now. Happy New Year from all of us. Happy New Year. Bye for now. See you next podcast.